Chopra. She is Tara Stiles from New York, and she conducted a class by the beach for shape readers over the weekend, actually yesterday in fact. My friends were there, 3 of them, and they couldn't stop raving about you. They Instagram all the pictures. They even took a picture with you. So welcome to the studio and welcome to Singapore, Tara.
Oh, cool. Thanks for having me. And yeah, that was really fun yesterday by the beach.
Why are you considered a yoga rebel, and is it a good thing?
Sure. Well, I think, yoga's been, at least in the last 50 years, something where not everybody's doing for a bunch of reasons. Some people think it's, not for them or not a workout or too strange or conflicts with their religion. So yoga's really not about any of that. So I really make it a lot more fun. We play contemporary music. I say all the poses and all the movements in whatever language is relevant to the people instead of, foreign Sanskrit language, which is, again, is another barrier for people. And just keep it about connecting to themselves instead of connecting to this idea that yoga's out there in space somewhere. So it's a lot more fun. So yeah, it's a good thing.
I have a question.
Sure.
How much of your good health is attributable to yoga, or are you just genetically superior to the rest of us?
Yeah. Well, good question. I don't know. We might have to dissect me to find out that truth. But I mean, I definitely think, lifestyle is a big part of it. So yoga's great, but if you still eat, McDonald's 5 days a week, that's not going to be part of it. But
heard that, Jason?
Yeah, I know.
Eat healthier. Eat your vegetables.
Yeah, right. So he's Canadian. It's not going to work.
But is yoga what's making you so healthy? Is that why you have the physique you have and the glow you have?
Yeah, because you look amazing. Honestly.
Yeah. It's making me very depressed.
Oh, yeah, that's so sweet. I mean, I think mainly it's just about being positive and drinking lots of water and eating vegetables. And sure, yoga helps, but I think the kind of yoga I do is easygoing on my body. So I think you can do yoga and really stress yourselves out. So I think the whole yoga rebel thing is bringing it back to everybody, finding a way that works for you that, is your yoga is going to be different than mine. And that's
much
totally fine.
Which is something
you're probably way more flexible than I am.
Which is something I want to pick up on. I mean, they're calling your brand of yoga unpretentious, inclusive, and straightforward.
It's terrible, isn't it?
Yeah.
It sounds awful.
We want pretentious.
Oh my God.
As opposed to pretentious, exclusive, and complex. Is that what yoga's like? I mean, well, other brands of yoga?
Yeah, I mean, if you take a look around, at the faces of people when they do yoga, some more traditional styles, they usually look kind of, the brows are furrowed and they're trying to teleport themselves to India. Nobody's allowed to speak, and, there's a right way and a wrong way, and alignment comes from the outside in, and teachers are really injuring students, and the whole teacher-student thing is a little bit weird. We're not in kindergarten anymore. It's like, we refer to them as, in our classes, as guides and people. Like, you're not my students, you're like, you're a person.
So what about yoga? What about yoga as a standalone? I mean, we know golf isn't really a sport.
Sure.
Is yoga really a sport?
Well, I think it's something that makes you feel good. So if you do it every day, it can be, the only thing you do. And certainly it is a lot of things that, for a lot of people, the only thing that they do for their exercise. But it does really add to whatever else you're doing in your life. So if you're a runner, or if you're, into training, or whatever it is that you're doing, it really makes you better at that sport. So I think that's great as well. So
with the amazing yoga rebel, she is Tara Stiles, all the way from New York. If you have any questions for her, you have 4 minutes to text in 971700920, and we're gonna come back with the do's and don'ts of yoga from Tara Stiles, not Yoga Styles. He's Bad English, Maddie, Jason, and Arnold in the morning on Kiss 92.
Sometimes I wonder.
Star in the studio, but today we do. New York Times calls her a yoga rebel, and her fans include Jane Fonda and Deepak Chopra. She is Tara Stiles, and apparently you've got questions for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first one here says, I've never exercised since my secondary school days, so that's, 10, 20 years maybe. Can I start yoga right away? I have pain in my kneecaps and my ankles. I've even sprained my back before.
Oh my goodness.
So what should I do?
Directly to the hospital. No. No, don't be afraid. I mean, yoga literally can be for everyone. Just keep it easy. I have tons of free videos on YouTube. You can even search yoga for back pain, and there's things right there. Yoga for knee pain, yoga for beginners, yoga for stress, and they're really short routines that get you back in your body feeling good. The whole point is really just to connect with yourself and, get your body healthy, your mind calm, so you feel good, and anybody can feel good. So you'll be okay, I promise.
One thing I read on your blog is that you ask yoga teachers to not push their students
Yeah,
too
stop
hard.
doing that.
Is
I don't
right?
like bullies. I've always had a thing with bullies, and it makes me mad. And I think a lot of people go to that class once and they got pushed into a position, and they think it's either weird or it hurt or they got injured, and then they don't go back and they think yoga is this terrible thing. So stop doing that, yoga teachers.
So you let your own students basically do what they all want, or can they just make up their own moves, or what?
Well, yeah. I mean, basically, we have shirts that say "Make your own yoga," and that's great too. But we have set routines that we do in the class. But there's a lot of room for improvisation. So if somebody doesn't feel good in something, they back out of it. And all the instruction is, the main thing is if this doesn't feel good, just ease out of it.
It's true, because it can be very intimidating. I went to yoga before, and obviously I'm a beginner, and I've got all sorts of problems, so I don't want to go into all these positions.
Right.
But every time when you see the person next to you doing it, you go, okay, maybe I have to try. I need to push myself even though I'm not ready. So you're saying don't do it. It's not necessary to...
Sure, it's not necessary. And, if you're a teacher and you're doing it in an easygoing way, I don't think it's just me as the only person in the whole world that's, helping people to be easy. But if you're a teacher doing that, I encourage them to encourage other teachers not to push and force their people in the classes. And, if you're in a class and you feel like you're being bullied around or pushed or forced, don't feel like you have to, compete with somebody, or just take it easy.
Another question here for you, Tara. Any plans to bring your brand of yoga to Singapore on a permanent basis? Schools, perhaps, classes?
Sure. So we have a studio in New York City called Strala Yoga, and we've been going around the world the last few years and doing teacher trainings. And we have short programs and long programs, and we have intensive programs for people that are already yoga teachers to show them how to lead this in an easygoing way. And it's been really successful so far. We partnered with a few different gym chains in the U.S. and have been bringing them to Europe, and so hopefully next year we'll come back and do that in the summer. So everybody get excited.
Tara, you mentioned your shirt before. You're working on a clothing line, is that right, for yoga?
Sure. Yeah, so I have a collaboration with Reebok, and the whole idea behind it is to really inspire people to have fun and be in clothes that make you want to feel good. So the fabrics are really breathable. So a lot of these yoga apparel, they suck everything in and you can't breathe and you feel bad about yourself already before you walk into the class.
Yep.
So we have really cozy sweatpants and soft leggings and
Most
t-shirts
important
that
is
say hello.
comfort, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, comfort is everything for me.
And what's it going to be called?
It's already out right now, and the collection is just called Reebok Yoga.
Oh, right. Okay.
Okay, you can look out for that, and hopefully you come back to Singapore again and conduct more classes by the beach or in the studio. It don't matter.
And you guys will all come. You'll all be there in the front row.
Of
Promise.
course.
Yeah, all right, I'll hold you to it.
Ah. Thank you so much, Tara Stiles. Up next, if you think Singapore is hot now, wait till it's 2028.